your head and shoulders.
Margaret.
Well done, Margaret. You kind of complete two boxes.
I know it's not proper shower, isn't it?
No, you have to go under it, I think, Margaret.
Why do I do this, Mr. Floyd? Come under it a bit more.
Don't mention my name. I'm not here.
Freezing.
You mad? You mad?
I bet you two could do with one for yourself. What do you reckon, girl?
Steve, how's it been going?
Well, it's been fantastic. Everything we could have hoped for before we left has happened. So the weather, of course, has been an absolute bonus.
So you've been surviving quite well?
Yeah, we have survived. We had a very bad start to the expedition when we had really bad rain the first day. But that, in some ways, that's set us up for the time that we've had since. Yeah, we've survived very well.
And how did the kids cope with the rain? I mean, did everyone get depressed?
Well, I don't think depressant, because it was so early. They were still quite high after the journey, but also very tired, of course. But we just put them in their waterproofs, took them for a walk, showed them a few of the views, and luckily got up the next day and the sun was shining.
And what have you been doing every day?
Well, various things. I mean, we've had times when we've just gone on walks to look at the various sites around that we know are here, and there's been other times when they've just relaxed and gone on the beach. I mean, I'm sure you speak to the kids, they'll tell you the highlight is the beach. But yeah, we've done that, and there are various projects, of course, as well.
Andy, this is your first time on the island.
Yes.
Were you a bit sort of nervous about how it was going to turn out?
I think before you come, you must be nervous about bringing so many children to an uninhabited island. But the preparations were so detailed, I think we were very confident about how it was going to go. We had a lot of advice from the people that have been before. Steve's been here 4 or 5 times before. So I think we did all the planning correctly, and it's worked out very well. The weather's been on our side, and we've been able to get out every day. And as a result, I think we've had a tremendous time on the island with very, very few hitches. Just the odd thing that has irritated. Perhaps the bread ran out a day earlier than you expected or something like that, but certainly no major disasters.
Tell me about the island, the history of the island. Do you know anything about it?
Well, the island history is a little sketchy. There's very little recorded history of the island. Most of the information we've managed to collect is by talking to people that have been here before. There are, in the books on the Western Isles, information about the island, particularly in the mid-19th century to the late 19th century, which is the major period of the island, I think. The population peaked at about 150 people in the village in the bay, and declined towards the end of the 19th century. And by 1908, of course, they evacuated the island, moving back to Barra and then on to Battersea next.
What for you has been the highlight of the trip?
I think there have been many highlights. The history side of it, obviously, of personal interest, and a number of the children have taken an active part in that and have really involved themselves in it. I think the major thing that I've found is the bird life, the variety of birds and just the quantity of birds, the cliffs, and just seeing them covered in fulmars, other seabirds, being able to sit there for hours on end just identifying them and spotting something that you hadn't seen before and seeing just something slightly different, looking at the fulmar chicks, getting very close to puffins, when you're 3 or 4 feet away from a puffin and you haven't really ever seen puffins before. It's a tremendous experience.
The Whale Beach walk round the south side with Mr. Gay. Tammy.
Neil.
Nigel. Bryn. Lucy.
Krista.
Is Mr. Gay here? How many can you take, Mr. Gay?
What, is there a bone in the sea?
Oh, great. Oh, yeah. We're going round that way, don't forget. Is that another one of the vertebrates? You're not going to pass it to me.
Coming in, Chris.
You climb over it?
Time coming in or going out?
It was just the end back up.
There he goes.
What a position!
No? Yeah, it made me fix.
What do you think about this place?
It's great. It's really nice. It's peaceful and you can go for lots of walks on your own. Well, around the campsite, you're not allowed too far away. Get told off.
And what's been the best for you?
Well, I enjoyed the swim on the beach, but we're not allowed to do it very often because there aren't many lifeguards. There's only Mr. Freud, I think.
And do you like the teachers? I mean, have you been getting on well with the
Yeah, the
teachers?
teachers are great. They're not really strict or anything. And then, well, don't let us stay up too late, but they let us have fun.
What's Mingulay meant to you?
Well, freedom, really. It's, I don't know, there's no way to describe it, really. You're just by yourself most of the time. Well, in a party, but there's no one else. It's just you as a group, and it's great.
And what's it given you?
I don't know, a better sense of like companionship with my friends. You actually tend to appreciate them more when you're out somewhere that's totally strange to you. And you're getting on so well together, it's brilliant.
And what do you think about the island?
I love it. It's really peaceful and you get on with, everybody's just getting on with everybody else and there's no one living here, so it's not as if there's anybody who's going to intrude or anything like that.
And what for you has been the most fantastic thing?
Well, mainly the walks that we've been going on, and one we went down to Solemn Moor to see the seals and baby shags and gulls. It's really good.
You like the birds?
Yeah. Didn't think I'd like bird watching, but I got to like it a lot since I've been here.
And what have you got there?
Another bit of backbone. Another bit of the backbone.
The whale.
Yeah.
Will it come out?
I don't know.
It's a tooth from a sperm whale.
Looks like it needs to go to the dentist for me.
It does a bit, it's got pebble wedged in the end of it.
It's given them a taste of living with people that they wouldn't necessarily choose to live with. You've found Year 11 pupils talking to Year 10 pupils that they perhaps hate at school, but have conversed with all day quite happily here. And the barrier, if there was one, which there isn't much at Stretton, between the pupils and staff has just disappeared. I mean, we're talking on a very similar level, which is fantastic.
And do you feel like intruders here on the island?
To a certain degree, yes, because obviously where the party comes around the headland, the birds fly off or the sheep move or the rabbits run. But you establish yourself for a certain amount of time and they all come back again. But yes, it is an island not for people any longer. It was once, quite clearly, and when you go down into the village, you do get a sense of the sort of habitable nature of that particular settlement, but I don't think I could live here really, and we do feel that not many people should come. I mean, we're very privileged to be able to come on the island. It's a fantastic place to visit.
And do you have a feeling of the people that did live here?
To a certain extent, yes. It must have been extremely hard, very lonely. I can't even contemplate the winters. I mean, look at the weather we've had. We haven't had typical Hebridean weather by any means. It's just been glorious, and it does put a different perspective on the trip. We asked the kids what they'd think if it had rained the whole time, and they said, oh, it would have been awful. So we've been very lucky in that respect, and the people that lived here just cope with, everything, and I don't think modern day people are really up to that.
Well, it's part of a whale, we think. The breastbone, we hope. We found several bones yesterday over in a small cove about 2 miles down towards the north, and we found 2 rib bones, and they were underneath great big boulders. Mr. Freud discovered the first one, and then we went on to look around.
Did you discover this?
Well, yeah, I trod on it.
And tell me, did you carry it all the way back here?
Yeah, we did. Me and Mr. Freud carried this particular one. And there were 8 of us to carry all the stuff that's behind us and back.
Pretty heavy, I should imagine.
You could say that, yeah.
Now, how have you been getting on here?
It's been hard work, but it's a smashing place to be. I can't think of anywhere in the world that I would rather go for holiday. And you can stick going to America, anywhere that's built up. I'd choose this any day.
What's been most difficult for you?
Well, as somebody succinctly put it last night, not being able to stand up and put your knickers on in the morning.
Hi Louise, how's your packing going?
Boring.
It's boring. Is everything going in?
No.
Oh, is your tent empty now? Oh, I was seeing around, who else is around here? Is that Chloe over there? What are you up to, Chloe?
I've packed all mine.
Oh, has it gone in alright?
Yeah.
Think we're going to get off?
Pardon?
You think we're going to get off the island?
Oh, yeah.
You're hoping?
Yeah.
It's pretty rough out there, isn't it? Tent empty?
Not quite, no.
Are you finding this difficult in the wind?
Difficult in the wind?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
One of the things we've found is that you just get a completely different relationship with them. I mean, they're not the same pupils as we talk to day in, day out. You get able to form a relationship
Krista,
with them.
you're looking a little bit behind there.
Foibles and etc.
A bit difficult with just the one of you?
Yeah, we've all coped, I think, quite well. I mean, when you're living on top of each other as closely as we are,
it's all right
relying on
then.
each other, you know, relying on the right people to turn up at the right time to do the right things. It's your turn to empty the toilet. You know, you just have to get on and do it. There's no time for turning around saying you're not going to do it.
I was wary of that at the beginning of the week, that there was the gap between the 4th and the 5th years, and whether we keep separate. But we've seemed to have gone together as a community. Everybody's joined in, worked together, and it's come out as we're not 4th and 5th years, we're just one big group that's gone to Mingulay and enjoyed it immensely.
We've been waiting since break of day.